Hello, YouTube. This is episode number 12 of Compound Fractures Workers and Resources Soviet Republic series. We just finished accidentally deselecting all of the buildings that our distribution office is connected to, and then we reselected them. So we're expecting to see some holes in our production very, very soon. So once we find those holes, we will have to patch them, and that'll be perfectly okay. We'll get back moving quickly. But until then, we're going to watch our money like a hawk as it drains slowly away. Well, we spend most of our money, fortunately, on steel, the one-time building expense, which, while we can't really afford it, at least it's going to important things. Like buildings, like this new cement plant and this new prefab panels factory. So we will never have to buy prefab panels again, we'll never have to import cement again, and we're feeling very positive about those changes. Meanwhile, our coal level is more or less stable. I think it was at 62 last time I checked as well. We're starting to educate some workers, and we're very excited about that. Checking again, we're up to 64 educated workers now. It was 61 last time I checked. It is slowly climbing. Our fields are planting for this coming growing season, and meanwhile, our silos, those two are empty, and this one is nearing empty, so we are going to run out of crops again before we get to the end of harvest season, but that's fine. A lack of crops never hurt anyone, I don't think. We might have to import food from the border briefly to carry us over, but that's okay. Our power plant has plenty of workers. Our heating plant has no workers at all. Fortunately, it's 21 degrees out, and we need more money. Okay. So what's happening with the heating plant? I think probably most of the workers are going to the various other factories. Heating plant is set at 31%, so it should be getting a few more workers than that. Something to keep an eye on, but I'm not concerned about it until we hit the fall. There are 5 microbuses in that route, and that should be plenty. We have more than we need probably going to the power plant area, but we're okay with that because, frankly, if we lose power, we lose the plot. So let's take a closer look at our loans and how these are going. Well, that's actually a very, very good sign. I think we're having to take a lot of loans now because we're paying for that construction boom we had a little while ago. But these construction boom loans that came back to back to back to back are soon to be paid off. And our middle loans here are more than halfway paid. In fact, we have to go down to here before we find a loan that is less than halfway paid off, which is proof positive that our debt level is sinking. And that is a wonderful thing. I'm not too concerned with having debt. What I'd be concerned about is growing debt. Okay. Our border station is pretty busy thanks to all those lovely crops being exported. Soon we'll probably want to double this road and then put directions in, but we're not quite there yet. We have finished building this construction office. It has no power supply, so we must fix that. Let's do it. Okay, we need a electric substation. We'll put that right here. And draw power lines from here. And we don't need those big. We'll get some smaller power lines from here and just... We might have to change this route later, but we'll deal with that later. Well, the building's in the way anyway, so I guess we'll do it this way instead. Put it straight out a little bit and then curve it and put it up to here. Perfect. Now, let's build that the old-fashioned way. There's no point in rushing. So here... we are going to build a our second dedicated road building office. So for that, we need open storage. We don't need either bricks or prefab, so we're not too concerned that it won't actually find them here. We'll just unassign them just to make sure. We'll need concrete and asphalt for sure, and gravel for sure, and that's really, really what we need here. We don't need workers. I guess we'll need electrical components if we ever want to build roads with the streetlights. So let's also assign the components depot. Oh, that's the thing we forgot to assign. when we change the distribution office. That's really important. We need to also deliver components. All right. Unload. Mechanical and electrical components. Perfect. Okay. Bullet dodged. So this road is nearing completion. Needs a little bit more asphalt and probably a dump truck. That's okay. So there's no point in building, well, we need a new loan, speaking of point. But there's no point in building vehicles immediately here because we don't have power yet. Or doesn't even need power? Probably not. Let's build vehicles. So just rather than reinvent the wheel, we're going to go over to our other road building office here, and we're going to just copy the layout that it has. First off, we want to auto search more. We want to turn off everything except roads and footpaths. And then we will buy vehicles. And we want 2 bulldozers, 2 excavators. We'll need lots more money for this, so we'll need a new loan immediately. Oh dear. We'll need a paver, 2 pavers, 1 roller, 4 dumpers, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 open haul truck to carry around the equipment. There. Now that was our entire loan worth of stuff, but we now have a second source for road building materials. And that's something. Now that we've done that, we get to continue our road building and continue our flattening. So let's tunnel our way right through this wall of rock, if we can. Actually, see, that's a bit downhill. We probably want to allow the natural slope to happen. So we'll just, we'll start here. Lower this rock a bit, maybe? Yeah, let's do it this way. Unfortunately, lowering rock does take its time. But our excavators will get there. Once we run out of money again. So, now that I just talked about how we had done very well with our debt, and our debt was falling, we have now built it back up very quickly. That's okay. We'll lower some terrain. Come on, terrain. Okay, so where are we now? This looks pretty solid. Let's just run around the average level tool for a while and see if we can get a gentle slope here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay. Good enough. We have to bridge this vast ocean here. First off, I'm going to... I think I might have miscalculated a little bit on the way this slope goes, but that's okay. We'll just use this tool instead. Okay, that seems fine. Then we'll do the same over here. Going, yeah, let's just... Okay, okay. That's not going to work. We'll raise the terrain a little bit in this stretch. Try to get that more or less level, and then we'll build the road out this far. Where are we? Need to make sure it's straight. Gotta be straight. Gotta be straight. Okay. And then, yeah, we still need to raise that slightly. So go back to this level from center thing. Maybe these darn rocks. Okay. Still nothing, eh? Still not gonna do the magic for me. What if we try from this side? Wow, really? Okay, well. We will get there eventually. Huh. This is a slightly more efficient way of doing it. Come on, road. I know you can do it. You just have to feel it. You just have to think you can do it. Go that far, I guess, and then there we go. Okay. Now, once we get to the water, we are going to not do a double road anymore because there really isn't any point in building two bridges. Okay, so bridge time. Let's try to make this look somewhat okay. I mean, it's kind of hard to make bridges that look sexy in this here game, but we'll figure it out. I want to try to get it high up, and maybe I haven't really done... Oh, how do I forget that? What's the command for this again? Jeez. I completely forget. You know what? It is time to consult the Google machine. Don't know how I've managed to forget that, but raise lower road in workers and resources. Why do I forget? Q and E. How could I possibly forget about Q and E? They're such obvious commands. Q and E. Here we go. Perfect. So, okay, let's make sure that we know how many we're bringing it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's probably pretty good. Yeah. Okay, and now on the other side, we'll start at 6 and finish. Since we're going up this slope, we kind of want to use the slope to our benefit, I guess, but it's probably fine. Let's get it more or less even. Oh, we need more money again. Okay. Pause the game, grab some more money. Cool, cool. We did pay off 5,000 that time before we took out another loan. That's not too bad. And then, well, we could just build a brick span. That would be really, really sexy, I think. Look at that. Oh, that is, no, there's not, no, there's nothing remotely sexy about, no. 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 Okay. I see what happened. Prefab. From here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just do a simple little prefab bridge. You know what I mean? Sexiness is really overrated. It's more about efficiency. Always efficiency and never anything other than efficiency, I think. Okay. Now, somehow I doubt that any boats will fit underneath there, but I like to pretend, so let's just pretend that boats will fit under there. And we'll start construction. Now that we've started construction, we will... Now, this guy... Is he doing it? Is that what this is? Yes. So, he does have one flatbed truck. And And he needs to use it to get prefab panels, and that's okay because, well, prefab panels are not... Oh, and concrete, really? Maybe I made a mistake in buying the vehicles I did for this guy. What don't we need? One less bulldozer, maybe? Sure, we'll sell the bulldozer. Sure. And we'll buy one concrete truck. I'm okay with these bridges taking more or less forever. But that may have been... You know what? I'm just going to, like, totally take this back. We're going to sell that. We're going to, like, say screw the $2,500 we just lost doing that. And instead, we're going to take this big, large construction site and we're going to manually assign it construction of the bridgehead. Like so. And then it'll take care of a lot of the details for us. I think that's okay. So now we'll take a basic dirt road and we'll connect these two. And we will asphalt all of this, or pause the game so that it doesn't try anything funny on us. Asphalt. 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 Okay. So that should keep the road construction very busy. And by the time it's done, we'll have a nice, nice bridge. And using all components we're making inside of our own little kingdom here. So it won't cost us anything except labor. And that's how we want it. Soon we'll also want to build a road that'll connect from here over to here. In fact, let's do that right away. Let's just build a gravel road. That'll be a nice little back route. Show the wireframe. Maybe from here. Yeah. That looks good to me. So we'll go it that way, and then we'll continue like so. A little riverside drive. All right. That looks very nice indeed. Very, very nice. And then connect up with this crossroad here. Like so. Start construction. All right. Now our road work is off and rolling. Meanwhile, how's our university doing? 67 university-educated workers. That's good. Our prefab panels is full. Have we used all of these yet? We have not. So we shouldn't switch over quite yet. We do need to assign this to the remaining buildings, I guess, now that we have a few more vehicles, I guess. So there, and oh, I've done that already, and there, and there, and yeah, let's just assign them all, sure. So this building is now mostly full, and so is that. So it is definitely time to start building new housing. Now that we have prefab panels being constructed, we can go back to making prefab buildings. So let's do this one that's slightly nicer while also being slightly smaller. Show the wireframe. Seems good. We'll put one field in the back so that there will be two fields next to each other, but I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Or actually... No, actually. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Now, let's hope that this works. Looks good. Nice. Oh, shoot. We didn't quite put that in the right place. Okay, I need a little bit more space here. I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Cancel all of these paths. This time, let's just do it this way to make sure. Oh, we might not have enough space after all. Really? There we go. That's good. Okay. Seems fine to me. And then a road, and we're set. We're gonna certainly, though, lower the number of workers over here. And borrow some more money. Yay. We should really be thinking of soon that we're going to need a second little town center over here. Buildings without power supply. Oh, no. No workers in the coal plant. Oh, no. Here come the buses, though. Well, it was just a temporary setback. We're fine. Meanwhile, the coal storage has completely filled up again, so we were totally mistaken to worry about the brick plant taking too much coal. Maybe we want another export truck. I think we do. We go up to 3 export trucks for bricks. They don't bring in much money, but every little bit helps. Sure. Open hull. This guy. Assign to bricks. Start. Okay. No more ugly, ugly wireframe. How's the food doing? We're completely out of food. Okay. So in that case, we'll find the 2 buses. And this one's full of 70 workers. That's unfortunate. We're definitely going to tell this one to go straight into the depot. And I guess we might as well just drop off the people. I mean, it's completely useless at this point, but whatever. You know what? No, let's put them on the coal mine route temporarily. Might as well make some use out of those people. Not that the coal mine needs people either. Like, we are doing fantastic in terms of our workforce. We have way more workers than we actually need right now for anything. So we're almost done the first section of bridge, of the first part of the first section of the bridge, at least. So, like, where are we actually putting this town? It's interesting. I almost feel like we made a mistake by going up this direction instead of going in towards the center of the map, but I think it's okay. I think the town should go right around here, which will require a little bit of busing to get to the iron mines, but not too bad. So if the town's going to go here, the bridge more or less points directly towards the town, so that's great. So let's just continue the road. We'll just make it asphalt. I mean, we're going to want a really quick route in the end, so that's fine. Wireframe back on. Never have too much ugliness. And just have to be a bit careful going up the slope. That's fine. Oh, and we can go right over the top of this hill. That's perfect. So let's continue to plow straight through the landscape instead of going around the hills. Oh. It's not quite a straight road. That's going to bother me later, but oh well. And our construction office is no longer close enough. You know what? I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it, even though it's not quite straight, and even though it's going to bother me later, I'll just deal with that later when it starts bothering me. Okay. Soon we will have a second town, soon. We are going to rename this little auto-namey thing to Bridgehead, because that's what it is. And our next construction office will go at the top of this hill. Meanwhile, I'm going to asphalt these little roads here, and I will manually do the middle section, but I think these little fiddly bits should be auto-funded, and that's fine. This town is starting to look nice and proper. We can pump up the workers on this prefab a little bit now. Still have such a lack of educated workers, but it's getting there. We're still at 69. We haven't actually had any... Oh my god, 6 escapees? How did that happen? Okay, that's... What? Why? 10? Why are people escaping? Oh no. Oh no. Did we forget to supply something? We forgot to supply food. Okay, that would explain it. They are starving to death. Okay, emergency measures. Emergency measures. We are going to auto-import food temporarily. Like so. And then we are going to do the thing that apparently we were supposed to do a long time ago, which is take the distribution office and tell it to deliver frickin' food. Because now I totally remember that what ended up happening is when our food factory shut down, we had previously had the distribution office providing food after that point. And we had this set to like 50% instead of 80%, while these were set to like 80 or 90%. Is that right? Yeah, 90%. So yeah, okay. That's how we had it before. So we just had a bunch of people starve to death, and that was okay. And, well, not starve to death, but just really starve until they decided they no longer wanted to live in my paradise. Because apparently you cannot have a paradise that's starving, and I don't know how that works. I personally, I think that food is overrated. I mean, it's delicious, but do you really need food to live, people? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe. Maybe I miscalculated on the whole food thing. It's possible. I'm willing to accept that it's possible I screwed up, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not willing to admit that I did screw up. That's for sure. Okay. So where are we now? Let's check this out. Do we still have escapees happening now? No, only the 4, but oh no, we had a death spike. Holy crap, we just lost 100 people to starvation. So we remember earlier on when I said that, like, when I accidentally cut all the lines to the distribution office, I said, I'm sure I'm going to forget something. I'm sure there'll be something missing, but when we figure out what's missing, we'll patch the hole and it'll be okay and it won't be that bad. What I didn't expect was for it to be food. It's that bad. It's really that bad. Our average lifespan has plummeted. In the month of May, we had 97 births and 179 deaths. If we extend to today, we had 278 deaths and only 115 births in the last month and a half, along with 21 escapees. So our population has shrunk by 200. It's gone from 1,900 down to 1,700. But fortunately, our level of university-educated workers remains consistent because we are graduating workers as they're dying. So okay, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. We have plenty of workers in our workforce to maintain our factories. We're doing okay. We're not going to fret too much about a little bit of starvation. This is, after all part of the 5-year plan. Yes. I'm telling you, it's a part of the plan. Nothing went wrong. Nothing. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. Meanwhile, road work continues very nicely. And the bridge is looking okay. We've got a tower crane working on lifting those prefab panels into place. Only 5 workers happening right now. And we need more prefabs. So yeah, sure, that's fine. Oh, we need more prefabs. You know what that means? That means that our storage is empty of prefabs. Yes, it does. So we need to reassign the construction to the prefab factory. And then the all the flatbeds will be busily start loading up prefab panels to move both in town to the flat that is being constructed and the bridge. And we can take this and no longer accept prefab panels, leaving a bit more space for steel and boards, which will put a dent into our pocketbook yet again as we import more materials to be eventually used in construction. It's okay, people. It's okay. We'll survive this. A little hardship never hurt anyone. We should probably upgrade some of these paths. Might as well auto upgrade because walking paths are super cheap, and these are so tiny little areas that'll just be way too much of a pain in the ass for what they're worth. So let's do that and that and that, and also might as well do up here. Let people get to the pub a little bit faster. That's very important. And over here. Okay. Turn off auto build before we accidentally auto build things we don't mean to. We're way behind in prefab panel distribution, which is perfectly understandable considering. But here come prefab panel trucks. There go more. Looks good. Another loan. Yay, yay, yay. We're building way too much stuff. We should not be building this quickly at this point in the game, but oh well. Our people may suffer many hardships, but they will not suffer sluggish construction. No, they won't. Strange that this has stalled out the way it has, but I'm sure it'll continue soon. Our coal is still maxed out and filled up, and our bricks are doing fine. We certainly... Oh! Gas, you say? Did we forget to supply one of our gas stations? We must have. Let's check that out. We're definitely at the point where we're starting to see the problems with the distribution center. Things we have missed. Did we just forget to check off fuel? No, fuel's on. We only have 2 gas stations, right? What is going on? Farmsville, there. Yeah, we only have 2 gas stations. So what's going on? Why can't you guys get gas? What? That is assigned. We have a cistern. Okay. We are picking up gas from the border, right? Like, I thought I double-checked that. Yes, we are. What the hell? I really don't understand. I don't know what's going on here. Well, we'll auto-purchase temporarily because we really need to get these vehicles up and running again. It should not be happening. Meanwhile, we'll try to fix the distribution office if we can, and When that happens, we'll see the fuel rise up past this lowly amount, and we'll figure out that it's working. So what's happening with the cistern right now? It's just sitting there. Oh, I see. It has bitumen in it. Oh, it's doing that annoying thing where... Right. That's so frustrating when this happens. When it gets... trucks get stuck with just a tiny bit of something in it, and then it stops working entirely. Maybe we forgot to turn on the bitumen delivery. That could happen. That could explain everything if it's not delivering bitumen properly and doesn't know what to do with it. Okay, so let's check this out. It may be time to consider having... I know, here's the bitumen. Let's turn this up to 90% temporarily, and then that should make this truck go. Yes, it will. Then we'll go back down to 80%, because who cares? So that should deliver the bitumen, and then we should start getting the fuel delivered. Soon it will be time to have a dedicated small little distribution office just for gas stations, but we're not quite there yet. Speaking of gas stations, though, we should probably have a gas station somewhere along this big giant route here so that trucks don't have to go all the way to our construction area for gas. But I think that's a problem for tomorrow. Okay. Borrow more money. I feel like our loans have gone down a bit. I mean, there was that one stretch where we borrowed just like tons of cash right when we built that new construction office. There's like these 3 loans that are all back to back, just 1,000 apart. But aside from those 3, I think we've done quite well. Like a few episodes ago, we were at about a dozen loans, and we're only at about 15 now. I think we might have been higher actually when we started recording today. So, I mean, we're doing fine. I'm just trying not to overstress about money, you know. Money is always a concern, always a concern. But building is going well. And our population seems to be recovering all right. I mean, we've had more deaths than births today. There's a backlog probably of very poor health thanks to the starvation. Oh yes, there sure is. And our hospital doesn't have enough educated workers to treat everyone. So let's just bump up hospital staff for a minute here. Oh, geez. That explains why people are still dying. They have poor health from, oh no, we starved a little bit. And now they are not being treated. Okay. Okay, I think we've caught the backlog, so let's lower staff back down again. That's a pretty good level. And get moving, university. Come on, we need more educated workers already. I'm glad we got this university done when we did. I was thinking at the time it might have been a little bit greedy to do it that early. But now that we're seeing it in action, I'm really thinking to myself that if we'd waited any longer, it would have been a mistake. It definitely takes a while to educate our citizens, and for the first little bit of a university's lifespan, it'll take away far more educated workers than it will provide, just because it needs professors. So it's important to get it going early. Otherwise, you have to import way too many expensive workers. Okay. So we have planted all these crops and we're getting very close to harvest season. That'll be great. We'll be able to start activating our food factory again, and that'll do wonders for our pocketbook. Again, we have plenty of coal, so we can, as soon as the harvest starts coming in, we can divert some of those buses from the coal mine back to the food production. In fact, that's probably the way we should be thinking about this right now, rather than having separate buses going all year round for both coal and food. We should be looking to spend the off-season of the food factory on refilling our coal reserves, while we spend the harvest season and shortly thereafter making food out of the crops as much as possible. And, you know, the more I think about this, the more I'm actually kind of all right with this starvation, you know? Like you never want to you know, accidentally exterminate a percentage of your population because, oh no, we forgot to import food. But like, I mean, it's not ideal, right? It's not where we were going with the Soviet Republic. We didn't want that to happen. I promise. But now that it has happened, we have the little bit of an upside where we still have plenty of workforce available, and if anything, we had too many workers for the number of buildings we had and the number of factories we had. So, like, yeah, all I'm saying is nature has a way of leveling out over time, right? And it was definitely the starvation, you know, was definitely nature's fault. It didn't have anything to do with me. I didn't make any mistakes at all. I'm a perfectly capable leader of this here republic, and I know what I'm doing. So yeah. So we're good. That's what I'm trying to say is we're perfectly good. Okay. Now that we've covered that, I feel better about myself, and I'm glad that you all know that I should feel better about myself. And we're going to admire our coal production, which is filling this aggregate storage most handsomely. We might even consider another truck for brick export, though when we look at the economy, I'm willing to bet that our brick exports are a very small percentage of our total exports. If we look at the whole year, our brick exports, oh, and we're doing really well in terms of income at this point, 20,000. So, I mean, on the bright side, the 2 trucks we bought have paid for themselves at this point, and then some. Yeah, they've definitely paid for themselves and then some, and, you know, we could always sell them and get the money back. And actually, you know, 22,000 is not that bad. I think it probably is worth a 3rd export truck. We will have to take another loan to purchase it, but that's not terrible. I mean, a little bit more income will be nice. And brick only requires coal, and we make tons of coal as it stands, so it's a good thing. So let's purchase another open haul truck. I guess we'll keep buying these ones, even though they're slow. And then we'll assign you to the brick route and start. Now we have 4 trucks dedicated to non-stop exporting of bricks. And I don't want to add any more. I don't want to clog up our customs depot here at all. I certainly don't want food trucks waiting at the customs depot when they could be, you know, emptying the fields of crops and stuff like that. Okay, so I think I'm going to restart this food bus at this point because harvest season is... Oh, and just to speak of the harvest season, here come the little harvesters out to harvest the crops, and soon our silos will begin filling up, and it's a good time to get a bus going for the farm. Okay. Yeah, those people were just getting in the way anyway. I swear it. Here come more prefab panels. We now have tons of prefab panels. The thing we're lacking right now is workers on that bridge. So what's happening here? We have in this construction office, which is assigned, what are our... Oh, where are our buses? Buses. There they are. Unfinished Road 126, eh? Yeah, okay, so they are delivering workers out to the bridge. I don't think they were before recently, but they've started to. Oh, here they come. Here come 2 buses right now. So we'll get this section of the bridge done very quickly. That's plenty to finish the prefab panel section. So now we need more prefab panels, and then we'll keep constructing. We're no longer, it's no longer our bottleneck, the workers. Okay. I'm settled. We had a famine, but we're okay. perfectly okay. Don't worry about it, people. We're fine. Our farm's certainly fine. We're growing more food to avoid a future famine. So that's wonderful. And we're starting to fill the silos. And meanwhile, we've had our first few workers come back to the factory. We're going to take this bus, which just dropped people off at the coal mine, and we're going to switch him back to the farm factory. That's good. And we should probably, maybe anyway, also do one more bus. So right now there are 4 buses going back and forth to the coal mine, and that seems like overkill. Makes sense. I mean, there's 146 coal workers, and it also very much explains why we have had an overflow of coal recently. So we're going to take another one of those buses off and send them to the food factory instead. Good stuff. These roads are making progress. That's lovely. How are our educated workers doing? Up to 73 now. That's 2 more than last time I checked. Our hospital's fine now. It's we've treated the overflow of patients from the starvation. School is having some trouble finding teachers, but there's still plenty of room, it seems like. I guess we didn't have very many births along the period where people were starving. But if we look now, the month of July, we've had 85 births against 38 deaths. And if we go back a little farther, since the escapees ended, we've had more than twice as many births as deaths. So we're growing again. We've grown by about 70 people since the Great Dying. And we need to borrow more money, but look, our debt's doing well now. It's recovering. So we're happy. Oh, so happy. We almost have all the prefab panels we need delivered here. It's like 1 more truck worth once this one drops off. Where's the other one? Okay, this one has 11, and that's all we need. So once we drop off those panels, all we'll need is workers. There's only 2 workers here at the moment, unfortunately, but that should increase soon. Oh man, once we get Steeltown going, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so expensive before we start seeing actual productive work coming out of there, though. But oh well, it's fine. I feel like we might have enough for another construction project. We might have enough available people and resources and vehicles to support that. So this prefab is still completely empty, and the one next to it is just over half full. Our buildings that had emptied out during the Great Dying have almost entirely filled up again, so we're getting towards the point where we're going to need new housing again. We're not quite there yet, but we will be soon. Meanwhile, we don't need any more construction buildings for a very long time. And the bridge is going to take a while. So I think now I've been threatening it for long enough. I think it's time to begin railway construction. That great project that takes bloody well forever. So what we want to do is put a railway construction office somewhere that makes sense. Probably kind of somewhere around here, I think. Yeah. Seems about right. So let's start leveling some ground near that area and see what happens. Just take down this hill here. Yeah, I mean, fine. Build a dirt road out this way. Now let's just start planting the tracks. I think I am going to do a thing that I don't often do and just build one electrified track for now. And we'll think about adding a parallel track eventually, but not immediately. And I'm going to see how this works. I've never actually built like a main line of railway this way by doing the 2 tracks at different times. But at this point, I'm thinking to myself, like, it should be okay. We'll maybe just build like, oh, do I need a bridge? I think I need a bridge. Okay, game. We'll make another bridge. So we want, I guess a truss bridge. Yeah, that's probably fine. Now, these truss bridges are electrified, right? Feels like maybe they aren't, but it must be, right? Yeah, they must be. So we'll 1, 2, 3, 4 up. 4 is probably enough to clear the road. Yes, it is. Go across and then down. Okay. Now continue with the electrified track, like so. Okay. Just flatten it a bit. It's fine. Now I don't think I'm going to put a bridge here because it won't be as high traffic of an area. Now we'll go there. And then, oh yes, that was a bit of a mistake. So go back to this little point and yeah, build it like, really too steep for you? Okay. I hear you. Lower that, I guess, and try to kind of level it a bit. Sure. Now, electrified rail. Come on. Give me the option to level it, please. Really? Why is that so hard for you? Okay. Let's do it this way. There we go. That'll work fine. Okay. Okay, so I think that's good for now. We'll eventually want to, I guess, bridge over the road. No, maybe we'll just, when we have another road, we'll just have it come out the other direction. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll curve the rail line here. Go, keep tracing the line of the road. Now this is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to go straight through this this rocky area here. So let's just see if we can make that. Oh, we totally can't make that happen at all. Okay. If we start from down, no. Okay. Actually, you know what? That's enough rail for now. So we'll tell that to start construction, and then we'll put our railway construction depot somewhere up here. Where is it? Come on, where are you? Maybe under construction buildings instead? It's possible. There it is. Okay. So we're going to put this here. Okay. And then I forget how much stuff this can hold, but it should be okay. I think the warehouses within the construction office are probably sufficient, and if they aren't, we can always top them off later. So now we'll build a little bit more electrified track coming out. I guess we want it to come out both directions, right? Actually, we don't need electrified. It can be wood for this stretch. So we'll go here and then join up like so. And then here and join up like so. Okay. Build that too, please. Now that should get us going on our railroad. We're going to have to auto-build the little bit of track between these two, but whatever, we can auto-build that. That's fine. Not concerned. We need more money, yet again. Oh, but look at this. We paid off $7,600 before we took out that loan. We are doing much better in terms of financing at this point. Probably because we're exporting food again and we're not laying too much steel. Even this railroad, like this rail bridge is, or not rail bridge, this bridge here is not like expensive for us to build at all, because all it's costing us, if we look at this span, is concrete, which we make entirely on our own, gravel we make entirely on our own, prefabs entirely on our own, and only like 69 tons of asphalt for all of this. And the only thing we're paying for is the bitumen that goes into the asphalt. Everything else we are providing to the construction. So we're starting to get to the point we really want to be at in this game, where we're starting to be able to make most of our own resources for most of our constructions, and having to import far, far, far less than we used to. And that's brilliant. We're on the path to self-sufficiency. Expert is definitely a slog, especially when you don't want to auto-build very much, but we're getting there. Okay, so our food factory right now is more than keeping up with the crops, and no wonder it's completely full of workers. So, like, putting three buses on here was really not a good idea. We should have kept 4, I suppose, in the coal mine, but the real problem here is just that we have, like, way too many workers right now. So not enough died in the famine is what I'm saying. Meanwhile, we're up to 83 educated workers, so that's great. That's increasing rather quickly right now. We're graduating a lot of students. Our population is almost as high as it was before it fell. Our happiness is now through the roof again, and our satiation is getting close to full. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking solid. I don't know why people still have any sort of religious sympathy at all. We've been here long enough at this point. They should have learned better. The new generation will have no sympathy towards God, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, so we're not collecting food at all, which is, it's actually a bit of a problem. We don't want our factory being quite this efficient. We need to hurry up and get a new town over here. The other thing is that, like, once we start getting more educated workers, we can start building media buildings and propaganda outlets and employ huge percentages of our workforce working media jobs. That'll really help us out. Meanwhile, we are getting close to being done the foundation of the railroad construction office, so that's going well. I hope to get this railroad done about the same time we get steel production off the ground. We'll want the railroad to transport the iron from way over here. And actually, now that I think about it, like, where is the coal? It's, like, right here, right? So, like, what we should probably be thinking, actually... Oh, where is the coal? Come on. You're somewhere around here, right? A couple little spots there. Okay, where's the thick, juicy spot I saw earlier? Oh, it's right here. But that's only enough for one mine. Oh, no. I thought we had a better area there. Let's check this out. More detail. Is that really the place I was looking? It is? Ooh. That's not good. Should I be rethinking this? I mean, we haven't really committed to this plan yet, have we? We might be better off just to, like, build this road out all the way to that iron country and ship the iron, like, all the way back to our starting area here, where we have, like, a lot of coal in these hills. Like, there's more here. There's a lot more here. You know what? I think that that's actually probably our best bet. Like, it doesn't seem like the best bet, but I think it is. I think we could put our steel industry, like, close to our starting town here. And get it going sooner rather than later while importing iron from the border. And then once we get that set up, we'll have a rail line going right alongside here, and we can just bring the iron from, like, way over in them thar hills over there. And because we won't make much money out of steel until we have iron supplying it, but at the same time, it's a lot cheaper to, like, supply iron into the steel mine or steel mill than it is to import steel. That's by far our biggest expense. Like, if we look at like our ongoing expenses for this entire year, I mean, hell, if we stretch it all the way back and look at all of last year too, which won't take too long, I don't think here. We'll just keep going back and keep going back and keep going back. We see that in fact, our steel expense has been 410,000 rubles, which is like more than half of our total cost of importing goods has been steel. So steel is absolutely our top priority. It can't be any other way. And rather than trying to create a second town and create steel production over here, let's just shortcut this. Let's just put the steel production right near our initial town. That'll just save us so much time. We'll get it going pretty quick. I like that idea. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to use these coal fields, and then this train track will be all the more essential because it'll bring coal to our iron to our steel mill. Perfect. We will need a little town up there in order to operate the iron mines and the processing, but a much smaller town than we'd otherwise need. And meanwhile, this can be our giant metropolis to be. It can continue growing in this direction, and we can make it huge. I like it. Speaking of things I like, I'm seeing that the time has now gotten to the point where we are at the hour. I do like hours. I enjoy hours very, very much, which is why I stick to them as religiously as I can possibly remember. If I didn't like hours so much, I wouldn't do it. You know, I promise you that. I am, after all, a man who is governed by his instincts and his whims. Whims are very important things, and my whim today tells me, good night, everyone. This has been episode 12 of Compound Fracture Plays Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I hope to see you back here for episode number 13 whenever that happens. This is the end of our recording session, so, you know, on YouTube you won't even notice. It'll still be tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Good night.